Hi guys, it's Belinda from Pink for Wellness, and like I promised, I am doing an update video on where I am with my breast cancer treatment. So, if you are new, I had breast cancer about 14, 15 years ago. And I opted to have a double mastectomy. I wanted them to look the same. And then I had reconstruction. It was, they called it back then tram flap reconstruction. They took the fat out of my belly and put it in my boobs. So everything is all natural. This is stomach fat. Okay? So, after that, after my first bout with breast cancer, within 2 weeks, I was literally on an airplane flying across the country to teach English. And I did that for about seven years. So I was back and forth in America visiting, or I thought I would come home and I thought I was going to stay, but then I didn't. But I am saying all of this just to let you know that the majority of my health care during the post first breast cancer incident occurred overseas. And so I want to definitely push that if you are blessed enough to be cured the first time, please seek out an oncologist every year at the very least on your own, because they're not going to come and find you. So every time I came back to America, I went to my primary care physician, and she would always say, okay, breast exam. Oh, you had double mastectomy. You don't need an examination. And that's how it went. If I had another doctor who might have been sitting in for her, and there were two different ones, and I'm not blaming them at all for anything, because they didn't know and I didn't know. But when it comes down to it, it was my responsibility to know, to find out. What should I? Because I kind of knew. I was like, oh, yeah, I'll make an appointment and I'll go see someone eventually. And eventually never happened until dun dun dun. Let's see, 12/20/23. I just got my clearance letter from the dentist saying that my mouth was good. I didn't have any infections or anything that would interfere with getting knee replacement surgery. Because this knee has been rocking my world for probably the past 7 years. It was part of one of the reasons that when I did come home, that I was like, girl, you need to go get this dealt with. Because in the last country I was at, when I told them I was teaching preschoolers English. And I told the doctor, when I sit down in those little baby chairs, it's hard to get back up. Or if I sit on the floor with the little babies, it's hard to get back up because of my knee. And she said, well, don't sit down there. That, yeah. I was like, yeah, yeah. We all done with that. So anyways, before I could get scheduled for my knee surgery, I noticed a lump on my right breast, almost in the same spot where the first lump was 15 years ago. 15 years ago, that lump didn't really cause me a lot of stress because a few people who had examined me were like, it feels like a little cyst or something. But I'm going to send you on to a specialist. And that little cyst was actually breast cancer. And back then, the breast cancer was, they called it stage 2, but it was only because of the size. That's what I found out, that there are 2 ways that they use stages. One is for size, and I'll tell you about the other one as we continue the story. So when they did the double mastectomy and they removed the lump, it was determined to be smaller than they thought. So it would have been like stage 1. What was I going to say? And this is a side effect of chemo. If anybody tells you they have chemo brain, believe them. Because I thought it will go away, and it does not always come back. All right, I don't remember. So we will keep going. Oh, okay. What I do remember is that what they think happened this second time. Am I jumping ahead? No, I'm about here. So, what they think happened is that because it was literally like an inch below the original lump that I had 15 years ago. And you're probably like, but didn't you say you had a double mastectomy? Yeah, I did. Yes, I did. But what they believe is that a little sprinkle of the cancer lingered, or a shadow. I've heard someone say that before. A shadow of it grew behind my scar tissue. So I went through all of that for nothing. Anyways, all right, so by May of 2025, I had all the testing done, MRIs, ultrasounds, what's that thing that they do? Mammograms. I didn't know that they did mammograms on women who had double mastectomies. I had 2 of them, and it wasn't painful at all. MRIs, PET scans, CAT scans, biopsies, everything. And I was put on 2 medications, letrozole and Verzenio, and I would just take it once a day at home. No, Verzenio was twice a day at home. And because my particular breast cancer was hormone driven, did I write down a word that kind of describes what driven means? Like, no, I didn't. All right, you're going to have to Google that yourself, unless I find it before I'm finished. But it was hormone driven, which means that chemotherapy would not help it. And that's why I was taking medication. So I didn't qualify for chemo, and I did not qualify for surgery. They could not remove the tumor again. They could not. Why, you ask? Because it had metastasized. So I was diagnosed with stage 4 metastatic breast cancer. And that basically means that the cancer spread outside of the original zone. Lymph nodes, up my neck to about here. So we caught it before it had traveled to my brain. Thank God. I had a little spot on my liver, or next to my liver, and had a little spot in my chest. But they both were nothing to worry about. But I did have, and still, they call it sclerotic foci, F-O-C-I, in my spine. But it seems to be confusing because it could be something that I already had, because I did have issues with my back in the past. And so I think that's where we are. So, okay. So I was on the pills from about May till January of 2025. Because at that point, I had a PET scan and the tumors had spread to my liver. And there were 5 tumors in my liver. And so they were like, oh. And also my cancer markers had went up. So those two, obviously, cancer markers is something that they test in your blood when they do your blood work. We'll tell them, all right, you need to do a PET scan or something because something is going on. And that's what they found out. It has spread to my liver. So I started chemo, and I was doing chemo for that particular. I was doing Taxol, which is like the baby version of chemo. You lose your hair, all of it, everywhere. But I didn't have any real other side effects. So that's why they call it the baby chemo. So it worked until, where are we now? Until now, June. So what happened was, did I already say my cancer mutated? So, yeah, that's the other thing. Cancer markers went up by like 100 points. There was the tumor spread to my liver, and the estrogen-driven type of cancer that I had turned into HER2 positive cancer. So I want to give you an example. Let's say in the beginning, the estrogen level was 80%, and it went down to 5%. So now it's HER2 positive, but just a lot is HER2 positive. Now I look at that 5%. Anyways, so the pills didn't work. They stopped working because the cancer changed. So now I am doing chemo. And I started chemo in January of 2025. What else? So the type of, when you have metastatic cancer and it's spread here, there, and everywhere, it's considered palliative care, and that basically means that it's treatable, but it's not curable. And I know people will say, "Oh, don't claim that, girl." Da, 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 da. I'm just giving you the facts. I ain't claiming nothing. Okay? I'm giving you the facts. That's it. I'm not here to tell you all my religious beliefs. I'm giving you the facts. That's it. What else? So I was taking Taxol, and then I was switched to Abraxane because Taxol I was allergic to, and that's where all of this came from. I had the chemo rash. Lord, it was so burny and itchy. Oh my gosh, it was horrible. So it went away. The burny, itchy part. It's not active. This is not active now. It's just, that's what it did to my skin. So my skin is trying to get its act together. And so my cancer markers are still rising. And to give you an example, it went from, where are those numbers? Let me see. May 2nd, it was 181. May 9th, 178. May 16th, 214. May 30th, 290. June 6th, 368. June 13th, was just my last appointment, was 418. And that's the tumor marker or cancer marker. And so my oncologist and I both agreed, okay, so the tumor marker is high, but everything else was good. Those 5 tumors in my liver, 2 are gone, and 3 of them are little whispers, like shadows. And he was so excited, and that's why he gave me 1 week off of treatment. So instead of going every week, I would go 3 weeks on, 1 week off. But because the markers are going up so high, we are changing my chemo again to something called HER2. Notice HER2 is in it. Yeah, so I have enough HER2 positive cancer to for HER2 to be a good fit. So we are believing that this particular chemo is going to keep me going for way longer than 6 months, because it changes. It'll fluctuate. If we see that one of those things is going up, we might have to change to another treatment. And there are options still available, and things are changing all the time. This is what I've been told, but I know it's true. Because I have two very close family friends who have been living full lives with metastatic breast cancer. Okay. So that is my update, I believe. And yeah, that's it. So if you have any questions, please ask me anything. That is why I am doing this, because I want to give folks information. And to encourage men and women to follow up with their oncologist, and to do breast self-examinations all the time. That's how I found mine, first and second time. And also, men do get breast cancer. They do, because they have breasts. Okay? Next time around, we will be doing I'm going to show you my room / crafting space. And then some of the new products that I'll be putting on my Etsy shop. All right? Love you, babes. Bye.